Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of Lift and Yap. After saying a couple of weeks ago that I hoped the next episode would be in the gym, I didn't even record the next episode, so this is 2 weeks later, so that is my bad. Today we're going to be talking about the function of the core and if it is just to resist movement. The idea that the core is there to resist movement and not like bend and twist and stuff is something that has been perpetuated for a long time. I remember it. Like, I started training 10 years ago and I remember it being a thing then, and it was probably a thing quite a long time before that. And what this kind of leads to is, in S&C training, people, the only core exercise that folk use will be like planks, side planks, basically anything where you're trying to stay super still. So for me, there's two main issues with this. The first one is that it's just not true that the core's function is to resist movement. All you have to do is watch sport for more than 5 minutes, whether it's badminton, tennis, American football, baseball, basketball, ice hockey, anything. You can see people twisting, turning, bending, all sorts. So straight away, it doesn't make any sense that we only train it with isometric movements, and we wouldn't do that with any other muscle either. That would just be absolutely ludicrous. People would laugh at you for saying that you only do like isometric leg extension, you only do paused push-ups and stuff. It just doesn't make any sense. And then the second one is that people like chronically underload these movements. So I don't mind people doing planks, but I think that once you pass a certain point, like being able to do it for like a minute, 2 minutes, there's no point just adding time. I think you should be adding some sort of weight to these movements. So when I've done it in the past, where I've gone like, okay, I can do a plank for like 2 minutes now, I don't need to keep going with weight, I don't need to keep going with time. You add in like a 2.5 or a 5 kilo plate, and suddenly you start getting DOMs from it again. So I do think these exercises are useful. I just think that people, they don't progressively overload them like we do with other exercises, so eventually they just become too easy. So yeah, as I said, I do think that isometric exercises have a place, but they can't be like all of your core training, particularly if you play a sport. And even if you're trying to get abs as well, just like any other muscle group, you're going to get the most growth from doing things that require you to relax and then contract. So you can categorise your core movements into 3 buckets really. You've got rotation, extension and flexion, and then lateral extension and flexion. So an example of rotation would be like wood choppers, extension and flexion, something like GHD sit-ups, and then lateral extension and flexion, something like dumbbell side bends. And even just a couple of sets of these, you're going to get far more DOMs out of them than you would from doing planks or whatever. So for me, if you're hitting those 3 categories and you're progressively overloading them, I think you're going to get far more out of that in terms of not only core strength but core function as well, whether that's for in the gym or on the field. All you need to do is ask someone who just goes to the gym the last time they went and played football or threw an American football or played baseball or whatever. Ask them how their core felt the next day, and I guarantee you will say that they had DOMs, particularly like round the obliques and stuff, because you're doing so much rotation, so much extension, so much flexion, stuff that you're not used to. So that tells me if you're trying to prepare someone to go and do those things, you should be doing them in the gym and you should be loading them. So yeah, that's everything guys, just a nice short one today. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments. There is still 30 days of S&C emails in the description, so click the link, sign up, all that good stuff, and I will catch you in the next one. Cheers!